To this South Coast derby between two teams really struggling to find their form. Portsmouth have lost 4 of their last 5 games and slipped to 18th in the table, but Frank Burrows keeps an unchanged team. Gavin Maguire retaining his place in defence, even though skipper Kevin Ball is now fit again. Bournemouth have no fewer than 5 first-team regulars out through injury, the latest goalkeeper Jerry Payton, who's replaced by Phil Kite. And because of Bournemouth's dreadful scoring record, only 1 goal in their last 7 games, Peter Shearer and Trevor Ayloff have both dropped Richard Cadet and George Lawrence, their replacements. Luther Blissett is another Bournemouth striker going through a barren spell. He hasn't scored for 10 games now. And contrast that to the scoring form of Portsmouth's Guy Whittingham, who now has 19 goals in his first season in senior football. And today's referee is Jim Borrett from Harleston. So it's Bournemouth, all in red, who get things underway, attacking from left to right. And just 3 places higher than Portsmouth in the table. They've won only 1 of their last 10 games. And Portsmouth know they must improve their awful home record. They've won just 4 out of 18 times at Fratton Park this season. But that's a very good ball by Wigley straight away. And Kevin Bond across to cover. And a good-looking cross as well. Whittingham really testing the Bournemouth defence early on. Here's Fillery. Tried to set it up for Black. And Fillery gets it back again. The ball played in rather aimlessly. And through to Phil Kite in the Bournemouth goal. Portsmouth have won more times away from home in the league this season, 5 victories altogether, including a 1-0 win at Dean Court back in October. Hogg beaten this time by Lawrence. This is Blissett, and Blissett has done well here, and he has Cadet in the middle, and Brooks arriving. Well, that's the kind of ill fortune Bournemouth have been enjoying, if enjoying is the right word, in front of goal in recent weeks. Stevens back now and getting it all the way back safely to his goalkeeper Alan Knight. But as Blissett turned the ball across the face of the Portsmouth goal then, there wasn't a single Bournemouth player in a position to take advantage. Lawrence again. Blissett on the right. Lawrence has gone for the return, and in fact it came to Brooks and very nearly bounced into the path of Cadet as well. And a good little spell for Bournemouth. Warren Neal's clearance though reaches Whittingham. That's a good header, and he combines well with Gilligan. And brought down by Bond. Play on, says the referee. Chamberlain is in possession. It took a slight deflection, but really the shot was never carrying enough power to bother Phil Kite. Taken by Cadet, but Chamberlain is there for the interception, but he loses out as well, and as O'Driscoll plays it through, Blissett is onside here. Can Blissett end his barren spell? Well, the answer is a very definite no. And as Portsmouth hesitated, looking for an offside flag, Luther Blissett went through, and that really is symptomatic of his loss of form and confidence. You would have really put money on Luther Blissett to finish off here, but into the side netting it went. And Luther Blissett still remains without a goal for 10 games since his hat-trick against Ipswich over 2 months ago. So the best opportunity of the game so far has been wasted, and wasted by the team that just don't seem to be able to get goals at the moment. Lawrence, Cadet, Maguire was with him, and that'll be Bournemouth's throw. He at least will be encouraged by the way Luther Blissett got away from his markers then and beat the offside trap. Showing Blissett's pace of old, but not his finishing ability. The long throw goes in towards Lawrence. Didn't quite reach him. Blissett was in there again for a moment, but Portsmouth get it clear. Only as far as O'Driscoll, and now Slatter on the right for Bournemouth. Lawrence dispossessed by Stevens. The loose ball played forward by Kevin Bond, and Blissett in space again. Well, that's twice in the space of a minute or so that Luther Blissett has had a scoring opportunity, and this time he took the shot instantly on the volley. It wasn't a bad effort, but well over. Hogg winning that one well, but the bounce was kind for Bournemouth. Blissett, Lawrence, and Black across to deny him. Blissett. Done well here, Blissett, and the shot. Oh, it's gone in off the post from Brooks. And Bournemouth at last have got a goal. Shaun Brooks. And curiously enough, he was the last Bournemouth player to score 3 weeks ago at Port Vale. The goal coming after 27 minutes, Blissett laying it on. It struck the post and bounced kindly for once for Bournemouth, and Shaun Brooks has made it Portsmouth 0, Bournemouth 1. A very important goal that could prove to be. And in fairness to Bournemouth, they had certainly created the best chances so far here. And they lead now 1-0, Fillery to Neal, as Portsmouth look to reply straight away. Wigley, Neal, back it goes to Wigley again. Good challenge. Fillery has got himself away here. And the shot carried no sting. Certainly those supporters are delighted to see Bournemouth scoring a goal at last, and of course coming here on the ground of one of the old enemy, it's doubly sweet. Kevin Bond controlled it athletically, but here's Black. That's a good ball. Chamberlain. Gilligan is in the middle. He looked for him. He comes back to him again, and he goes through Bond's challenge beautifully, and then goes down, and a corner is the outcome. The Portsmouth fans optimistically shouting penalty then, but it looked a good tackle to me. And indeed, in making the tackle, Kevin Bond has injured himself. You can see what happened. Chamberlain beautifully going through the first challenge. In fact, it looks as though that was where Bond was actually injured in his attempt to make that first tackle. His leg just twisting underneath him. Kevin Bond is okay to continue, although he's limping slightly as Chamberlain prepares to take the kick. Stevens coming in on the near post, well met by Kite. Black. And the interception by Lawrence was just enough. Gilligan turning it on. Headed clear by O'Driscoll. Back in it comes again from Hogg. Stevens running straight into Holmes, and in fact that's the end of a half. Pretty unsatisfactory half as far as flowing football was concerned, but the goal by Shaun Brooks was a very important one for Bournemouth, and indeed they created the better chances and might well have scored through Luther Blissett before then, and they'll be hoping to hold on to this advantage in the second half. The half-time score at Fratton Park: Portsmouth 0, Bournemouth 1. The half-time interval, Bournemouth have been forced to make a substitution. Kevin Bond, who you saw getting injured just towards the end of the half, hasn't come out. His place has been taken by Peter Shearer, another of the Bournemouth strikers who's been going through a bad spell. 11 games without a goal in his case. As Portsmouth get the second half underway, attacking the goal to the left. Portsmouth, of course, in the white shorts, and it's going to be interesting to see how Bournemouth reorganise things now with an extra attacking player on in place of a defender. They've pushed O'Driscoll, a midfield player, back into the defensive line, but they're very much on the attack here now with Lawrence. Not a good ball, straight to Fillery. Fillery's clearance straight out of play. Gilligan with an unchallenged header, and it drops over Slatter's head, and Whittingham has done very well here. Can he finish? He can! What a superbly taken goal by Guy Whittingham, his 20th of the season for Portsmouth. And at last the Portsmouth fans have something to celebrate, and Whittingham's persistence really an object lesson to any player. He didn't give up there, he wasn't going to be shrugged off, and once he got it under control, his finishing was immaculate. Portsmouth won, Bournemouth won, and that's just what the game really needed to liven up this second half after a disappointing first 45 minutes. And Guy Whittingham, again the goal scorer. What an incredible season he's having. with the free kick. Oh, and it drops again for Whittingham. And that was brave goalkeeping by Kite. And Whittingham might have had his second in the space of 60 seconds. Had not Phil Kite been decisive and brave. And again, watch the way Whittingham really anticipated ahead of everybody here, sneaking in between the defender and the goalkeeper. But Kite did well. Ball cleared by Lawrence. And another crunching challenge on the edge of the penalty area. Hogg is in there. Whittingham chasing. Oh, and the goalkeeper's fumbled it and just about got away with it. It's very edgy, very nervous out there now, and Whittingham has really stirred things up for Portsmouth in this second half. It's as though he's suddenly come to life. He had a quiet first half, but he's in now competing for every single loose ball and every single header, and giving the goalkeeper and his defenders real problems as he did then. Quarter of an hour gone in the second half. 1-1 the score. Miller chips it forward. It's a difficult one, or is it? No Bournemouth man made it so. And Knight unchallenged and suddenly kicks it straight forward, where Slater is the first to reach it. And now Coleman for Bournemouth, given away to Neal. And he in turn gives it away again, and both players guilty of mistakes. Now Wigley for Portsmouth. Good play. Stevens. Whittingham did well. Wigley. Back it goes to Stevens. Good football here. And Whittingham is there again. And he's done it again. Guy Whittingham. His second of the game. And 21st of the season. A lovely build-up in which Whittingham himself was very involved. His persistence won the ball. Wigley finding Stevens, and as Stevens clipped it across, it was Whittingham whose leg got there just ahead of the defender. Portsmouth 2, Bournemouth 1, and what a start to the second half this has been for the home team, who've turned a one-goal deficit into a one-goal lead. Wigley moving into space. Stevens did well. He took up a very intelligent position, and Whittingham just slid in there and made contact for his second goal of the game. Black. Not a good ball. Stevens wins it back though, and now Warren Neal. Oh, that's a great ball. Wigley's onside. Good ball to the far post, and there was a push then, surely. Well, Whittingham and his teammates are furious. They felt there was a push then, as the ball was clipped over to the far post. Whittingham went down from Wigley's cross, but Portsmouth are denied the penalty. And keep your eye on the incident there on the edge of the penalty area, the challenge by Coleman on Whittingham. Well, Guy Whittingham's continued his goal-scoring form here, and the Portsmouth fans must have wondered what was going on when they read an article in today's programme suggesting he was going to go back into the army next season. But of course, April the 1st on Sunday, draw your own conclusions. On by Gilligan, cleared by O'Driscoll, and then by Brooks. Hogg wins it back well for Portsmouth. This is Fillery. Good, dangerous ball, that is. Whittingham chasing it, and Gilligan. And the goalkeeper couldn't get there, but it's a foul. It's a foul on the goalkeeper, that's the decision. And I'm sure a few of our older viewers will wonder why it is these days that every decision seems to go in favour of goalkeepers in situations like that. In days gone by, any kind of challenge like that on the goalkeeper would have been a fair one. But an overprotected species these days. There's a minute of official time to go, plus what the referee decides to add. And no offside. Blissett can equal it here. And he's done so. Or has he? No, he's hit it wide. The whole of the Bournemouth crowd thought that that had gone in. And Blissett holds his head in shame because it didn't. An amazing incident. Portsmouth's back forecourt really flat as Blissett was allowed to go through here. No offside decision. He took it wide here and clipped it, and for a moment it looked as though it had gone in, but the side netting, and Blissett has hit the side netting for the second time in the game. Luther Blissett on this showing, sadly off form. It's going to be 11 matches now, I would think, his record without a goal, as suddenly Chamberlain goes through at the other end and Miller helps it back. What a dramatic moment that could have been if Blissett could have equalised in the very last minute of the game. In fact, we're into time being added for stoppages now. And Whittingham in possession, the man whose 2 second-half goals will surely give Portsmouth maximum points. But here's Black, and now Fillery. The space opens up as Fillery takes it into the corner and finds Chamberlain again. Dispossessed by Shearer. But Chamberlain, persistent, gets it back once more and is brought down by Lawrence. Portsmouth's free kick, and that will buy them a few vital extra seconds. Portsmouth won't be in a hurry to take this. Fillery finally chipping it in, and Wigley sneaks in around the back of the defenders, challenged by Coleman. And that's the final whistle. Portsmouth have gained a vital victory here by 2-1 against their neighbours from the south coast, Bournemouth. Guy Whittingham, who scored his 20th and 21st goals of the season after half-time, giving Portsmouth maximum points after a goal in the first half by Shaun Brooks had given Bournemouth the lead. But also the story of this game, the miss by Luther Blissett in the final minute, which could have earned Bournemouth a point. But Whittingham is the hero, and here is a goal scorer very much in form. One of the bargains of the season, as far as football is concerned, he is proving to be. Final score then, at Fratton Park, Portsmouth 2, Bournemouth 1.
I thought that we were below par the first 45 minutes. I thought we were sunbathing the first 45 minutes, but we rolled up our sleeves and we just got an old-fashioned term, we just got stuck in. And here at Fratton Park, if you do that, then the crowd respond.
Well, it can't get any worse. I just haven't got an experienced defender on the staff now. Bondy's out with an ankle injury, Paul Miller suspended, and they was the last 2 defenders I had. So we play Wolves on Tuesday, and we just haven't got a defender on the staff of any experience.
If you've been talking to Harry Redknapp, I mean, the lad broke away and the lad should have scored. But I've said earlier that you should never apologise for being lucky. And we had that little bit of luck when we deserved to be lucky.
It's going to be close, you know, we've got ourselves into it, but it's difficult, David. It's, as I say, you know, no one expected this amount of injuries. It's just one thing after the other. And they'll be, you know, 3 players have had major surgery.